Friends, today we're going to talk about the concept of truth. Truth is the fifth gift that God gives the Jewish people through the Torah to all humanity. And we're going to talk about truth in the portion of Toldot. We understand that Yaakov and Yitzchak, Jacob and Isaac lived in the period of polytheism, of many idols, and polytheism, besides worshipping idols, has an interesting philosophy to it. There is nothing that is right or wrong. There is no one direction or one ideology or one truth to this world. You can have many truths, you can have many concepts in life, and by the way, none of them matter. And polytheism is causing oneself to give up on oneself. As Yerovam told the people, let's worship idols. In the Gemara, in Avodah Zarah, in the Yerushalmi Talmud, says as follows: Shevatraniti, Avodah Zarah, the worship of idols, in its essence makes concessions all the time. Nothing is important in idol worshipping. You can worship this idol or that idol, and it's very forgiving. Nothing matters. Same thing with postmodernism today. Postmodernism says that there is no right and wrong. Your right is my wrong is your right, but nothing really matters. You cannot say that you have the truth, that you want to go with that truth, because no truth matters. There's no one truth in the world, even if it's yours, because truths do not matter in this world. It's a great and painstaking journey that a person has to take in his life, especially in the realm of education. Today there's no education. You do not educate a child towards something. You basically school him, and whatever he takes from the school he takes, but there's no real education, because that's against postmodernism, just like it was in the age of polytheism, of many idols, that there's no right and wrong. Let the person choose his path, and even the path that he chose does not have any significance or any meaning, and therefore everything is open. There are concessions. There is giving up on one's direction in life. That's how Rebecca finds herself in our story, against the concept of polytheism, and she's worried because she is pregnant, and she suffers severely from the fetus that it's in her womb, and she goes to see what is happening. Why is there so much wildness in her stomach? And they tell her, you're going to have twins. But before she had twins, she was worried. Why? The Midrash tells us she was walking next to idol worshipping house, and the baby wanted to come out. She walks next to the synagogue, the baby wanted to come out, and she was worried. And after they told her, you're going to have twins, and one of them, Esau, is going to be an idol worshiper, then she calmed down. Why did she calm down? One of her children is going to be a wicked individual. The answer is that she did not want a child to be born without a backbone. She did not want a child to be born without an ideology or with an internal truth. That is for her idol worshiper, a polytheist, an individual that does not have any significance in his life, and everything goes. And she was worried about that. And that's why if he has ideology, if he wants to be a hunter and an idol worshiper in his essence, that is fine, because a person that has inner truths and does not sway every minute, you can actually turn him around. But if a person has no significance in his life and everything goes, then nothing really matters, and you cannot bring him towards the path of righteousness and charity. And that's why she calmed down after they told her, you're going to have 2 children, not one that's indecisive. But what is truth? In our portion, there is what we call the greatest lie ever told. Jacob comes to his father, he wants the blessing, and he tells his father, I am Esau, your son. He's dressed up and cloaked in a fur coat, and Isaac gives him the blessing. What a great lie. Is it a lie? And here the Torah is exploring the concept of truth. Truth, according to the dictionary, is stating facts. That is how we understand truth. But Judaism says that truth, yes, it involves facts, but is it really what truth is all about? Truth tells us the Torah is about a person's inner truth. It is true that Esau sold his firstborn right to Jacob. It is true that Esau transgressed and married from the daughters of the Canaanites, although his grandfather Abraham told him not to. And it is true that Rebekah got in the prophecy that that Jacob is supposed to get the blessings. All that are facts. And the fact of the matter is that Esau did not have to get this blessing. So what is the truth here? Should Jacob just give up, forfeit his right to be blessed? There wouldn't be a greater lie than giving up on Isaac's blessing. That's false. That is a lie. The real truth is to fight for what you believe in, to fight for your right to get the blessing. Now, how do you do that? Do you have to skew the reality? For that, Jacob paid a high price. His sons later on in the selling of Joseph also skew the truth. They skew the facts, to be more exact. They skew the fact that his son was eaten by a wild animal. His two wives, Rachel and Leah, skewed the facts. And they told him that it is Rachel, while in fact it was Leah on that wedding night. So he paid a heavy price for skewing the reality. But did he forfeit his truth? The answer is no. He was true to his way. He was true. He had an inner truth to what he did because he had a right to get that blessing from Isaac. So we learned today a definition of truth. Truth, the opposite of truth, is not a lie. The opposite of truth is giving up on what you believe in and what you want to get in this life. How you get it, you have to use factual reasoning or factual ways. And if you don't, you might pay a heavy price, just like Jacob did. But truth does not mean the facts. And we'll illustrate it with how we usually tell stories to children. You can tell a story to a child and tell him, listen, this is the story, and he'll ask you, did it really happen? And my answer always, no, it didn't really happen. It's not a fact, but the story is true. Because if it did not happen in reality, it does not mean that the story does not have truth in it. And that's how we educate our children. There are facts, and we need to stick to the facts. But the concept of truth is much greater than the facts in hand. The truth, first of all, has to come internally from a person. He has to fight for it, and he cannot sway from one to another. And after that, he has to involve as many facts in his truth as possible. For fitting that, you might pay a price. But the truth does not, the opposite of truth does not mean a factual lie. Shabbat Shalom.